Hello and welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me again for another night of Facebook Live. I also like to recognize those that catch the replay from YouTube and or SoundCloud. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. It is indeed a blessing to be here with you tonight. As you guys are logging on with me tonight, we are speaking tonight from the subtopic of trust. It's not easy. Trust is not easy. And we know that when we have issues, trust is one of the factors that keeps us stuck in positions that we are in because of the lack of trust, our inability to trust. And when we have our own set of issues, it's just hard to find that someone that that you can confide in and really pour out your heart and be vulnerable with. But nevertheless, guys, we hope that tonight's video helps you and that it gives you some resolution as we are working toward dealing with some of the untapped issues in our lives that continue to have strongholds on us and keep us bound up and not really being able to tap into our fullest potential. Excuse me. So in the comment section, guys, you can see that I put the link to our online t-shirt store. We do have some untapped tees that are available. And they're available in a variety of sizes and styles for you guys. Because when we finally tap into the issues that we have, we want to look at the positive side of things. And so this is what the t-shirts are all about. We know that within us, we have untapped strength, we have untapped courage, we have untapped wisdom, and we want to be able to love ourselves unconditionally. And so that's what the purpose of those teas that have been created as a result of this mini series has to deal with. And guys, we have a couple more nights after tonight of our Untapped series. And I do hope that you guys that have joined me have been actually doing the work. It's one thing to hear something or read something or to engage in something, but until we actually do the work and apply the things that we come across, it doesn't do us any good if we're not going to apply it to our lives. And so I see so many of you have already logged on. I see Janice. Hey, Mom, how are you? Tammy, thanks for joining me. And let's see. Erica, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Feel free to give me a shout out. Feel free to say hello in the comment section. Just let us know that you are here. And guys, we will get ready to move forward tonight, as I don't want to hold you long. I try to keep these mini series on Untapped under 30 minutes. And so far, we've been doing a pretty good job of that. So go ahead and hit that like button, send up some hearts for me. Let me know that you're ready to get started today. Also, feel free to share the video. I say all the time, I have a limited number of people on my timeline for reasons that I have. And so if you're enjoying the content, or if the content that has been shared through my platform is helpful for you, then others connected to you may enjoy the content and it may be beneficial to them as well. Hey, Tammy, how are you, baby? Also, don't neglect to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So for you guys that can't always be with us here at 10 o'clock at night, all the videos stream on demand from our YouTube channel. So go ahead and like and subscribe to that channel. I have 29 subscribers now, but I love to see so many more go in and subscribe to that channel and benefit from the content that I upload just about almost every day. All right, so let's get started. Last night you were challenged, or you were encouraged to think about somebody that you trust. Think about somebody that you trust. And like I said, we know that this is not always easy. Trusting somebody with our life, trusting somebody with our secrets, trusting somebody that will allow us to just come in and vent and share some of the most vulnerable points of our lives. We know that that's not easy. We know that for some of us, if we find that one friend, if we find that one person, if we come across the paths of just that one somebody that just for a moment we can share and not be judged, or have to live in a fear or a shadow of being exposed, or having them pull our strings along the line. If we find that one in our lifetime, we know that we are truly lucky. And so that is what I want you to think about. Who is that one person for you? Who is that one person that, if you were ready to tap into some of the skeletons in your closet, if you were really ready to tap into some of the issues that you deal with and some of the things that you have kept suppressed for years, who is that one person that you feel like that you can go to at this moment and really be vulnerable with? And that's going to be important, because we know that there are people that we love, we know that there are people that we admire, but that may not be the person that we feel that we could totally trust with the issues that we deal with, without being judged, or without them going and spreading it and telling it, but just giving us an ear or a safe place to share what we need to share, and let it be that. Let it be what it is. Let them not judge us, or let them not look at us differently as a result of our secrets. And so we know that sometimes that's hard to do, because we ourselves, when we see people that we look up to or that we admire, sometimes when we find out certain things about them, sometimes we don't look at them the same way. Sometimes that image that they portrayed is distorted at that time. But guys, this is not about that. This is not about judging people as a result of trauma that's happened to them, or things that they've done, or who they are, or them being exposed for something that they did. This is about us finally being able to be free, finally being able to tap into that next level of peace, finally being able to tap into that next level of joy that we know holds us back. So it's about finding that one somebody that you can trust. And we all should have somebody in our life that we can trust. And I know many of you sit there and you may say, I can't trust anybody, not with my secret, not with what I am, or not with what I've been through. But we have somebody. We have somebody we know, and we may not necessarily be close to them and buddy to them. And that's okay. It may be a professional therapist, or just a person that we see on occasion, that we can sit and share our deepest, most intimate moment with, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be your best friend. It doesn't have to be your pastor. It doesn't have to be someone who you think knows you the most. It doesn't have to be a family member. It doesn't have to be a spouse. Sometimes it's those that's closest to us that we cannot trust with the most intimate parts of our life, without having it being thrown back up in our face, or without letting it be known, impacting our relationships. And so we have to really think about who is good. Carzell, I'm glad you're here, hon. Glad you're here. So you have been encouraged as of last night to find that someone you can trust. And if you have found that someone that you can trust, that you would be willing and open and have thought about sharing these untapped areas in your life. And we may only start with one. Like I told you, many of my secrets, many of the skeletons in my closet, my story runs deep. And so I can only deal with one issue at a time. I've uncovered so much over the past several years, but there's so much more that's still buried, and I'm having to take a look at it and dig it out and really break free from it, so I don't have to always look behind me wondering who knows my secret and who's going to expose me. So um so we may only be starting with one thing, and it's okay. But whatever it is, if you did the work and you thought about the person that you trust, the person that you're willing to share the issue or the issues that are untapped in your life, go ahead and hit that heart button or that like button. Let me know that you've been with me every night and that you're ready to actually dig in and do the work. You have done the work, you've thought about it, and you've now found that someone that you have in mind that you can trust. So if you know someone that you can trust, hey, Aunt Billy, how are you? Glad you're here with me. Total deliverance. Man, this is good. Yes, it's about total deliverance. It's about uh, being at that point where we're ready to break free. We're ready to unleash and go to the next level. Do you know that many of the things that keep us from our next level does not have anything to do with people who are in authority or people who are blocking our way? Oftentimes, when we can't get to our next level, or when we've reached a point in life to where we're stuck, we are the issue. And it's because of our own personal fears, and it's because of the secrets of our past that we have yet to tap into to deal with that, so that we're able to move forward. And so that's what this is really all about. And like I said, many of your secrets are, you know, they've held you bound. You've lived with things for years that you've never told anything about. And so we have to find someone that we can trust, that we're really ready to put them on our mind and begin to prepare our minds for the vulnerable moment of exposing our secrets. Because once it's exposed, it no longer holds the power over your life. It can no longer keep you bound up. It can no longer keep you living in fear. It can no longer keep you wondering what if, and worrying about what somebody else thinks of us. Because one thing that we know, guys, that none of us are perfect. None of us have lived a perfect life. And many of us have variations of trauma, and many of us have variations of characters, characteristics about ourselves that are not so pretty. And so what we do, and what we have learned to do throughout the years, is we learn how to suppress, we learn how to cover up, and we learn how to put on a big old smile to brighten everybody else's day and to encourage everybody else. But yet we're still empty inside. We don't find that for ourselves. Okay, so tonight, trust is not going to be easy. So we know that trust isn't going to be easy. This process that I'm taking you through is not going to be easy. And this is why it's not really taught in our religious institutions a lot of times. You know, they scratch the surface of it, but they never really get in deep with the details of it. And it's because many of our leaders are not really at that point to where they're ready to be exposed for who they are. And many of our leaders, it's why we've had so many distorted perceptions and distorted views of people in leadership, is because they have not dealt with the issues that they have, And oftentimes they live a life before us, going through the motions of leadership, but never really reaching that level of deliverance and being set free. And so they leave a bunch of people through our religious organizations that are codependent. They're codependent, they're helpless, they feel hopeless. And this is why we go week in and week out, and we're never really set free. We're never really have that moment to where we really have that breakthrough of peace and joy and true authentic love and trust and acceptance. And so this is why, and trust, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. But if you've made it this far with me, I appreciate that. So why is it not going to be easy? It's not going to be easy because you're at the point now to where you're getting ready to tell someone that you are a pedophile, or you're getting ready to share with somebody that you were daddy's girl for all the wrong reasons, or you're getting ready to share with somebody that your family has a long line of incest, or you're getting ready to share with somebody that you're not barren, that you've aborted your babies from as far back as you can remember, or you're getting ready to share with somebody from the time that far back as you can remember as being a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old, that your mom, who was addicted to drugs and alcohol, sold you off to men or women in the street, the dealers or the pimps. You're getting ready to share with somebody that you've been in an abusive relationship for the past 15, 20 years when everybody thought you were living the limelife. You're getting ready to share with somebody that you're really not what you perceive yourself to be, or you're not really living up to the image or the status that you portray when you walk out the house, and that you really live in a hoarder's nest, and that you really have attachment issues, or you really have abandonment issues, and it's affected your intimacy with your spouse, and that it's affected your ability to really connect with other people, or that it's affected your relationship with your kids. You're getting ready to share with somebody that even though it looks like you have the ideal family, that your child abuses you at least once or twice a week, or that your child curses you out and treats you like dirt, or you're getting ready to expose yourself to say, I'm not the parent that you think I am. I abuse my children. I neglect my children. I'm physically abusive to my spouse. There's so many issues. There's so much things about us that we think that suppression has kept it being okay because we can keep it hid, or because nobody really knows that it's okay. But it's time to really break free from the issues, from the shame, from the embarrassment of the things that we really deal with. And it's going to be hardest sharing it the first time. After the first time, it's still going to be hard. There's still going to be triggers. There's still going to be things that cause you to want to go back to those familiar places and to do those familiar things. But the more you tell it, the easier and the less power it's going to have over you. But the first thing we have to wrap our minds around is, who do we trust? Because it's not easy. So if you understand what I'm saying, if you really connect with what I'm saying, go ahead and hit that heart button. Let somebody see your heart buttons so that they know, as they're sitting here with me tonight, and as we're sitting here together and we're going through this process together, that they're not alone. And not only that, I need to know that I'm not alone in this. I need to know that there is somebody out there that's listening to me, that's here with me night after night, or that catches the replay, really understands and connects with the things that I'm talking about. You are so right. I couldn't move forward for being told I couldn't do what I knew and know what God was pulling me into, allowing people to make fun and talk. Oh, yeah. Yes. But you know what, baby? And I've talked about this in videos past. People, when they open their mouths, they tell us exactly who they are. They tell us who they are, and they tell us where they are in their lives. So when you have people speaking negativity to you, and as a result, it holds you in a place to where you can't really be free to be who you are, then they are showing you exactly who they are, regardless of what we think of them. That can be our parents, that can be our leaders, that can be our spouse. It's whoever. And a lot of times it's because hurting people hurt people. And people can't see you, or they don't desire to see you be in those places that they themselves can't see themselves being. And many times the people closest to us know the most about us. And they love us, no doubt. No doubt they love us. And sometimes it's their way of protecting us. And it's their way of protecting us because they feel hopeless and helpless themselves. Many of them themselves tell you what you can't do, fear of themselves being exposed. And so it's discouraging, but it's so true. You know, when I meet people nowadays, I never have to really sit and wonder what kind of people they are or what their intention is. You know how I know people now? Not by asking the questions, but by listening to the words that come out their mouth. I watch them. And do you know, once you learn how to really accept people for who they are, the good, bad, and the ugly, all that other stuff comes a little bit easier. But when you know who you are, you don't need the affirmations of other people. You don't need the validations of other people. You know what? I can sit here and I can tell you, you know, I really don't have an intimate connection with my spouse, or I'm really homosexual, or I really don't have a emotional connection to people, or I really hate women, or I really hate the fact that my mom was addicted and she sold me off to her pimps, or I really hate the fact that I really don't like to look at myself, and when I look in the mirror, I hate what I see, and so every night I dope myself up, I self-medicate, and I'm an alcoholic, and when I leave the house, I try to look like I got it all together, and I smile, and I try to keep it all together for so other people won't see me for who I really am. But you know what? When I come to terms with who I am, and when I come to terms with accepting who I am, or when I come to terms with being okay with everything that has happened in my past, and with everything that has happened traumatic to me, when I become okay with the betrayals, when I become okay with the abuse, when I become okay with everything that works together to make me who I am, then what somebody else says and what somebody else thinks of me no longer has any place in my life. So I can stand up and do exactly what I desire to do. I can stand up and be okay with knowing that if it seems like it's crazy to everybody else, I know that I am spiritually connected to my creator, and I hear his still small voice so loud and clear amongst all the distractions and noise that even though it may look crazy to you, I know without a shadow of a doubt I'm in his will. And so at that point, we no longer have to try to prove ourselves. We no longer have to wait for anyone else to validate us or to say it's okay or to pat us on the back. We can do what we do because we know at that point who we are. And we know at that point that we are set free. And we know that at that point, if we press toward that mark, and if we just so happen to miss it and trip and fall along the way, it's okay. Because we know at that point that as soon as we fall, our God loves us so much in spite of it all. He's going to send someone just in the nick of time to put their arm under us and help lift us back up and get us right back on track. And so we don't have to be ashamed. We don't have to hide in the shadows of somebody else as they keep their thumb on us and keep us down and reaching our full potential because they're jealous or that they can't see themselves, so they're certainly not going to want to see us in that place. So when we really come to terms with who we are and be okay with it, regardless of what it is. You know, we have a tendency to look down on the murderers and look down on the drunks and look down on the drug dealers and look down on the homosexuals and we look down on the prostitutes. We have a tendency to do all that. And so we have people that can't fully accept themselves because of some of the things that they've done or some of the things that they've been exposed to or some of the betrayals and stuff that they face because of the shame that is imposed upon them. But tonight, this series is all about being free from that. I don't care if I'm the biggest porn star in Hugo, Oklahoma or the state of Oklahoma. I have to be okay with who I am. I have to be willing to look at what's in my closet and being able to deal with it so it no longer has that weight or that control or that power over me, worrying about somebody exposing who I am. So if I have to tell it, I may start with just coming to resolve with it with myself, getting in my secret closet, off to myself. I may start with just writing it down. But tonight I'm encouraging you that one person that you found that you can trust, try it. Let's try verbalizing it. Let's try giving it a voice. And it's not going to be easy. I would not dare sit here and tell you that exposing ourselves is going to be easy. It's not. But in order for you to get to these untapped issues and really get into deliverance and really breaking free, it's going to be necessary. Because if you can't come to terms with it, it's going to continue to have a hold on you. If you're worried about what other people think of you and how it's going to impact your image, you know, I'm at that point, and I've told you guys so many times, I just feel like, so what? I just have that who cares attitude. If what you think of me um, is going to change as a result of who I am, or some of the traumatic events or the traumatic things that I've suffered in my life, if it's going to change that and alter what you think of me for the worse, then shame on you. Shame on you. If you knowing that I'm not who you thought I was, and I'm working on me, if that bothers you and you no longer want to be a part of my life, or you no longer think of me the way that you once thought of me, shame on you. Because 9 times out of 10, if you got a problem with who I am, or who I really am, or with me really working out my issues, you're the one with the issue yourself. You have things that you have yet to uncover. And you're sitting there and you're going to judge. People who really love you and people who really have your best interests at heart, they want to see you at your best. And so those are the people you need to surround yourself with. I don't care to be around people that want to see me suppressed and bound down and needing affirmation and have to have everybody's permission for me to live my best life. I don't need those kind of people around me. I need people that are going to be around me that through it all, and no matter what it is that I'm going through, and no matter how much I begin to dig up and deal with in my life, that they're going to be there in my corner cheering me on. They're going to even get in with me and do the work with me, and together we're going to be each other's strength, and we're going to be each other's support until we can get to that next level. Those are the kind of people you want. So the people that you fear, that don't want to see you do this, or fear that you're going to expose them, or because sometimes we have to expose other people as we're getting our deliverance. And so what? You matter. You're more important. You're bigger than the things that have happened to you. You're worth being delivered. You're worth that authentic joy and that authentic happiness and that authentic peace. You're worth all of that. And we have to know it. Let's see what kind of comments we have before we get ready to wind down tonight. I've kept you over a couple minutes longer than I intended to. Sometimes people will put you down and make their self look good. Oh yeah, naturally so. Naturally so. And those are the people that are really, when you look at it, the things that they say, they're exposing themselves. When people are nobody and they're going nowhere, they want you to be nobody and go nowhere with them. It's up to you to decide if you're going to allow those words or their opinions dictate who you are for the rest of your life. I have control over me, nobody else. It doesn't matter to me what you know about me. It doesn't matter to me what kind of secrets you know about me. It doesn't matter to me what kind of opinion you have. You like me or you don't. But what you will not do is keep me in a box. What you will not do is keep me suppressed and depressed and living in fear. That's what you won't do. Not by your limited thinking, not by your limited mindset, not by your own personal fears. That's what you won't do. No one should have that much control over any of us. And so we repeat this: we're free and we're free indeed, and who the Lord says free is free indeed, and all this. We've been conditioned to do that. But when we're really free, even though we may not get out and share all these skeletons to the entire world and to the masses, but we will know within ourselves that we've looked at all of it, and that we dealt with it, and that If somebody happens to bring it up along the way, when my past happens to come around and knock on my front door, I'm okay with it all. But it will no longer continue to have the strongholds on me to keep me bound up, to keep me smiling and empty inside, to keep me putting on a mask every day when I walk out the door. No, no longer. So tonight, your challenge is that someone that you found that you can trust in the next 24 hours. Find something that has been untapped that you're willing to share. Share with them. And I'm not saying that you just go out and expose yourself, not really knowing. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that there won't be some emotions attached to it. I'm not saying that there won't be some anger that suffers as a result of it. I'm not saying that you won't meet some resistance. And I'm not saying that there won't be some people that turn their backs on you as a result of it. But this is a first step in understanding and tapping in and releasing the power that our skeletons in our closet has over us. So that one person in the next 24 hours, whatever that looks like, whether we have to go out and get a drink, whether we're meeting at a park in an open place, whether we're having a phone conversation, whatever that looks like for you, think about it. In the next 24 hours, if we've done the work and we've got that somebody in mind, let's take that next step and share. Okay? And if you do the work, I'm going to be right back here with you tomorrow night. And we're going to take a look at what that looks like. And we're going to be ready to, together and collectively, press toward the next step. So go ahead and show your love and support to those that are here with us tonight. Hit that love button. Hit the love button. Hit that heart so that people know that you're here and that we're supported. I appreciate. Oh, Diane, thanks for joining me. I see you have logged on with me tonight as well. I appreciate that. So if you're ready to dig in, let's support one another. Let's do this thing, okay? Let's do this thing. So together we can. I am your host, Anntricia Bray Smith, author, educator, and public speaker. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Good night, everybody.